Hi, and welcome to the 101 Earth Observation virtual lecture series. This series is delivered by the Satellite Applications Catapult in partnership with WILDLABS. This lecture is about how do I get started with remote sensing data. And we will start looking which are the public missions available up there and related data. This series of slides, it's shaped as we see here. So where we got like our mission, a picture of the satellite, and a remote sensing image over a specific area. In this case, the area it's in Bolivia, in a region called Salar de Uyuni. That's a salt lake over there, and we see this like in white and blue with the surrounding all around. What we see here has been generated in Google Earth Engine, which is a platform which I will mention in the next video. So the first mission, it's a very important one, which is called Landsat 8. That's a multispectral mission with 11 bands, with the repeat cycles of 16 days since 2017. Resolution of the mission's spatial resolution of the mission, it depends on the bands, and it varies from 15 meters for the panchromatic bands to 30 meters to 100 meters. 100 meters refers to the thermal portion of the spectrum, so related to temperature. That's why potential products here includes surface temperature. Recently, the Landsat 9 mission has been launched with similar characteristics. Another optical mission, Sentinel-2, again multispectral, 13 bands. In this case, the repeat cycle is shorter, 5 days since 2017, and the resolution is also slightly better with 10 meters over 4 bands, 20 and 60 meters. Potential products, again, that are all around vegetation, soil, water, and others. All the applications that I've shown in the lecture about passive remote sensing application can actually, be written there. Another mission, it's called ASTER. So this is another multispectral mission, 14 bands, with several bands here in the shortwave infrared band. So this is quite useful for geological analysis, as I explained in a previous video. Repeat cycle 16 days and a resolution of 15 to 90 meters. This mission has been dismissed, but data is always available. Hyperion or EO1. So this is an hyperspectral mission, so we have a larger number of bands. So we pass from 15, 13, 16 to 220. 16 days of repeat pass, resolution of 30 meters. Potential products, geological analysis, but also vegetation and everything related to hyperspectral. Maybe just a note. So we see here that we have only two strips here, and we don't have full coverage. This is because this mission doesn't provide a full coverage of the Earth, but it provides coverage only on selected areas. The other hyperspectral mission that I mentioned in a previous slide, it's called PRISMA. Again, with a large number of bands, 250 bands, repeat cycles of 29 days, resolution similar to Hyperion, 30 meters, and potential products that range from geological analysis, but also vegetation and everything that can be done with hyperspectral data, pollution and so on. MODIS is another very popular mission, multispectral, larger number of bands, 36. Repeat cycle in this case is shorter, 1-2 days, but the spectral resolution is coarser. So we are talking of 250 to 1 kilometer. So this is quite good because of the resolution and the repeat cycles to see large-scale dynamics of the Earth. If we move to SAR data, Sentinel-1, it's a radar mission with 2 polarizations. Repeat pass is 12 days since 2016, and resolution is, that's not a square, let's say, pixels, so is in average is 10 meters, but in reality is 20 meter by about 20 meter by about 5 meters. Potential products, they're all the products that I explained in the previous application deck. What we see over here, so I mentioned in a video that SAR data is black and white. So to color, in this case, the data, we have done a color composite where we use the different polarization that are within the Sentinel-1 mission to create that sort of picture. Topography, so SRTM, it's a topographical mission. It provides with a digital elevation model of the Earth that's actually bounded at plus minus 60 degree of latitude with a resolution of 30 meters. Similarly, ALOS or AW3D30, it's a topographical mission with similar characteristic. Another multispectral mission that I mentioned it because it has been used to derive a product, a land cover product, which is like shown in the bottom. It's called Proba, and it has a repeat cycle of 1 day with the resolution of 300 to 600 meters. Again, the land cover has been derived with that. A land cover product has been derived with that sensor. Another land cover has been derived with MERIS, so multispectral data, 15 bands, 3 days, resolution of 300 meters. So the name of this cover is actually called Globe Cover. Weather data, a mission that it's worth mentioning is the GPM mission, Global Precipitation Measurement. So repeat cycle in this case is 3 hours, so this is used to detect precipitation every 3 hours again, and the resolution is 5 kilometers, spectral resolution. Sorry, spatial resolution. Final mission that I want to mention is SMAP, so another radar mission, 3 days repeat cycle, resolution of 36 kilometers. So this mission has been used specifically to derive soil moisture product. So this concludes the public, sensor overview. Again, I want to stress that all this data is actually publicly available through different platforms, as I will show in the next videos.